Hey everybody, in this tutorial we're going to talk about the basics of lip syncing in CrazyTalk Animator 3. So you can actually use a number of different input methods to create a script for your character, and CrazyTalk Animator will generate some automatic lip syncing. We're going to explore that in this tutorial. So let's get to our first example here. With our character selected, I'm going to go over here to create script. Now there's a number of different options for you. Like I mentioned, you can record your own voice, you can use a text-to-speech generator, or you can use a WAV or MP3 file. And you can also import in a CrazyTalk script from CrazyTalk as well. Alright, for the first example, I'm going to use an audio file. So I'm going to select WAV file here. I'm going to select this one I have prepared already.
You think you can control me?
A clip from one of my favorite cartoons, Rick and Morty. Alright, so you can see it automatically generated some lip movement for our character. So let's go ahead and just press the stop button here and go back to frame 1. And I'm going to press F3 and go into the timeline. Now, with your timeline open, you want to make sure you have your character track selected. And then go over here to the face section. And in the face section, under the voice clip track, you will have your Visine clip. Alright, so this is where all your lip syncing data is stored. And if we twirl that down, you can see we have another couple tracks open up. One with the wavelength for your audio file, and another with some automatically generated keyframes. These are called Visine shapes, okay? If I double click on one like this one right here, notice that it'll bring up the lips editor, alright? Now this is where you can, use different lip shapes like J, IH, F, ER, NG, okay? Some of them are very similar for this type of character because it's very simplified sprite-based lip movement. But if you have a morph-based character, the lip movement will be a lot more detailed. This one's fairly simplified. Alright, so what we have our character saying at first is, I believe we had the AH Visine shape there. So let's go ahead and play this, scrub back on the timeline. Now you can see as well that when I scrub through the timeline, it'll actually, you can hear the audio playing as we scrub through the timeline like this. Now if we think that's annoying and we want to, lower the volume, we can go to this one right here, this slider right here, and lower the speech volume to like 0. Then we can scrub through with no volume, or we can take it to about like halfway, and we can have it a little bit lower. Now if you don't want any of that at all, you want a permanent solution, you can also go up to Edit and select Preferences. And in Preferences, you can turn off timeline audio scrubbing. Alright, I'm going to leave it on for now. Alright, let's leave our volume maybe about 3/4 of the way there. Maybe 100% is good. Alright, so what we have here is we have our character going, huh. Okay, and the AH works fine for that. Okay, so his mouth is open going with a huh. Now there's a couple of extraneous keyframes here. This one right here, we can just click it and delete it. And these ones have a none. So the none option right here is basically just the lips are closed at a neutral expression. Okay. So here we have a huh, okay? And then here, at the very beginning of this part here, we have him saying you. So what we want to do is right here, we can just double click on the timeline right here again, and for a U, we're going to start with a E sound, like an EU, like you, and then there's a woo right here, so he says you, and then this one right here is an IH. We want to change that to a T, a TH, okay? So now we have you think, and the IH there is automatically generated, so that's fine. And then you, we have another U here. You think you, there's a KG right here. And then this one we want to change from IH to N, like an N or NG. And we'll get rid of that none there. You can, and then right here, we're just going to have an O, okay? So there's this one we can change to a T actually. Control. And then here, we're going to get rid of that none. And then control. And then we want to get rid of that IH. And then here we want to have an M, BMP right here. And then this one we're going to change to an E for me. Okay? So then we have me. Okay? So that's basically a really simple example, really quick example of how you can modify the Visine shapes for your lip syncing really quickly and easily. And we'll just go ahead and close this down right now. Let's go ahead and play it back.
Huh. You think you can control me?
Alright, so you can see they all come in at the appropriate times.
Huh. You think you can control me?
Alright, so it's a very simple example. Now, characters with morph-based faces, the lip syncing is going to be a lot more detailed, but this is a very simple example with a sprite-based character I wanted to start off with here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go back to frame 1 here. I'm going to right-click on my character now and remove object animation. And I'm going to get to my second example here, which is using text-to-speech. So again, we're going to go over here to create a script, and I'm going to use text-to-speech here. And for this one, I'm just going to have a little quote. We can say, "It was a beautiful day. Beautiful day, ... We're going to use an ellipse there to create a delay until the sky turned gray. Okay? And we can just use our David desktop voice right there. You can modify the volume and pitch and speed of everything for the text-to-speech as well. Keep that in mind. Just go ahead and press OK.
It was a beautiful day until the sky turned gray.
All right, so very simple, very easy lip syncing. Now we have a delay. We used an ellipse in the section right here.
Day.
Okay, so it creates a little bit of a delay right there. But say we wanted to add to that delay. We wanted it to be more dramatic for our, which is kind of funny because text-to-speech is inherently undramatic, I guess. But what we can do is we can actually manipulate this clip here as well by itself, aside from manipulating the keyframes. So what I'm going to do is select the clip. I'm going to right-click that clip and break it. And that'll break it into two sections here. And I can take the second section and move it further down the timeline to kind of extend our dramatic pause in the speech, okay? Let's go ahead and play that back and see what happens.
It was a beautiful day until the sky turned gray.
Okay, so the delay is okay, but we haven't, the first section ending off with an IH viseme shape, which doesn't seem appropriate because we want to have the mouth closed for that delay. So let's just double click that and change it to none. Okay? And we can play it back one more time.
It was a beautiful day
dun, dun.
Until the sky turned gray.
Okay, so this is a simple example of how you can manipulate the clips in addition to the keyframes in the lips track there. Alright, so let's take it back to frame 1 and right click our character, remove the object animation one more time. And let's take a look at our final example. In this example, I'm going to use my own voice, and I'm going to just do some fun puppeting using the face puppet tool to emphasize the emotion of my voice recording. Okay, so let's go over here to create script one more time, and I'm going to record my own voice. And I'm going to say something stupid like, where's my marshmallows? Okay, just came up with that. So let's go ahead and press record. Where's my marshmallows? Okay, we'll stop that. You can play it back if you want. I'm just going to press OK. Where's my marshmallows? Okay, good enough for me. Alright, so now if I wanted to add some emotion to that, because he seems like fairly neutral, he doesn't seem very angry at all, there's a really easy way to do that. Let's just go back all the way to frame 1 here, and I'm going to now use the face puppet tool, just to kind of add some emotion onto this. And I'm going to choose facial animation profile. Now we have a separate tutorial on the face puppet tool as well. I'd recommend checking that out if you haven't already. Let's just use our Elastic Folks male facial profile here, and let's use the angry face control. Okay, so if I press space to preview, you can see we can create an angry expression with our character, either up or down. I'm going to just use the down below the crosshairs here to create an angry expression for my character, and I'm going to press record. And when I'm ready to record, I can press space. Where's my marshmallows? Okay. Now, what happened right here is we didn't see any of the lip syncing. We didn't see any of the mouth movement. But what's going to happen is when we actually play back, it's going to blend the lip syncing in with our character's expressions. Okay. Now make sure as well that you have blend data on next recording selected when you do this as well. Okay. So let's go back to frame 1 and play back and see what happens. Where's my marshmallows? Okay, it looks pretty good. Okay, so we have that, within 30 seconds we can automatically generate our lip syncing using our own voice and add on some really simple facial animation for the expressions using the facial puppet tool. So that's one of the most powerful things about CrazyTalk Animator is the ability to do this in a really fast amount of time. Alright, so that's about all I wanted to go through in this tutorial, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out our other basic facial animation tutorials as well, in addition to our forums at forum.reallusion.com, and I will see you in the next video.